Hello and welcome to the 2015 BBC School Report at Chis Sid. I'm Millie, this is Ishan.
Today our main stories are comic relief, the Argentinian helicopter crash and the London swimming gala.
Our first story is the events of the 30th anniversary for Comic Relief last Friday. Sam and Toffee interviewed Sophie, a member of the charity committee, about how they organised the day.
Hello, I'm Sam Fruin and this is Toffee B, and we're here with Sophie from the Chis Sid Charity Committee.
So how much did you raise last Friday for Comic Relief?
Last Friday alone we raised almost £2,000, but throughout the week we had activities going on, so hopefully that will be near 4,000 by the time we finish cashing up.
Wow, so how does it feel to have raised so much?
It's always a great feeling, especially knowing that we're pushing higher than last year's charity committee was, but we hope to get the overall total into about 4,000 because it's all just going to a good cause really, so it's always nice having that sort of feeling.
So what activities did you organise to make this happen?
So obviously Friday was an own clothes day. We had guessed the number of eggs in the jar, lucky dip. We had loads of dodgeball tournaments as well going on, so all the year groups could get involved. But it was just sort of just simple things that people would like to do and then they can just get involved with.
How do you come up with all of the fundraising activities for the day?
Well, during our meetings we usually just sit down and think, if we were in your position, what we would give money to. So that's actually where the Year 12 girls versus boys idea came from. We thought, what would we want to see and what would we pay to see? And that's sort of what came to mind, really.
How did you organise these events and how did you make them this successful?
So in our meetings, we sit down and just discuss things, and I think we're quite good at just making sure everyone knows what their role is. And for the success of the days, advertisement really, I mean, you've all heard the tannoy. I think we're pretty good at advertising what's going on in the school. But yeah, advertising helps people just actually know what's going on around the school, and then they bring in the money to help us.
Lastly, is there anyone you'd like to thank for helping in this fundraising?
So obviously I think a big sort of thank you goes to the charity committee who worked really hard on Friday and throughout the week really, and same as well for SLT who came in early to help us collect money on the door, but also actually just to everyone who donated that day. I mean, it was a really fun day and everyone really dug deep in their pockets and it shows by the total.
Thank you very much for your time.
We also have a video of last Friday's activities, including the dodgeball and 70s marathon run.
Why did you bring money today?
We all brought money today to support children in need, children who are less privileged than children in this school.
30.
Oh, yes.
Why did you bring money in today?
To help the people that are in need.
Do you know what Comic Relief is about?
It's about helping people that are less privileged than us. So yeah, that's why we give money. That's why they're doing a lot of sponsorship activities to help those people in need.
Sorry. Why did you bring money in today?
To support the cause, as it goes to many uses and helps the unfortunate.
Okay, so this year the charity committee have decided on just a few events to run around school, just to raise some money and raise awareness for Red Nose Day this year. So we've got a raffle in the form of a lucky dip, and we've got guess the number of eggs in the jar. We've got a fancy dress competition, and everyone's been in own clothes today and wearing red just to try and raise as much money and awareness as possible.
Last Tuesday, tragedy struck in Argentina when 2 helicopters carrying sports cars for the reality TV show crashed, killing everyone on board. Max has information on Tuesday's events.
Just last Tuesday, a catastrophic accident occurred in the centre of the Argentinian jungle. It all started with a French television programme called Dropped. The show starts with 8 sports stars getting dropped into the Argentinian jungle via helicopter. The show has been running for several years, and no problems have occurred until Tuesday, the 10th of March. There were 8 celebrities in 2 different helicopters. The celebrities were just about to jump out of the helicopters using parachutes when the 2 helicopters collided in mid-air. All 8 stars and both pilots died. The cause of the crash has been stated as pilot's error. However, a further investigation is being held. One of the sports stars that died in the accident was Camille Muffat. Camille was a gold medal swimmer in the London 2012 Olympics. She also achieved several medals in the World Championships in 2011. She was just 25 years old. Another star in one of the helicopters was Alexis Vastine, a lightweight boxer who won a bronze medal at the London 2012 Olympics. He was 28 years old. One of the pilots was a Falklands War veteran from Costa Rica who had, quote, an entire life of experiences flying helicopters, said the mayor of La Madrid. The show Dropped was set in a jungle and featured celebrities and sports stars fighting to find civilization. It is similar to I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. However, it is a lot more extreme with a lot more risk involved. In the past few years, there has been minor injuries such as sprains and breaks of limbs. There has never been, in the history of reality television, an accident that included fatalities.
The Royal Mint has today released the design of the new £1 coin, which has been designed with an aim to reduce forgery. We now go to Sam Patrick for more.
Helter. We're discussing the new £1 coin, which was designed by 15-year-old David Pearce from Walsall.
His design is one of the 6,000 that was submitted and features the national flowers of each country in the United Kingdom. The shamrock for Ireland, the daffodil for Wales, the thistle for Scotland and the rose for England.
The reverse side will feature the new portrait of Queen Elizabeth, the 5th one to be used on a coin.
And this will be the first new £1 coin in 30 years, and it was designed to help combat forgery, as the £1 coin is the most forged coin in the world.
It is based on the 3-penny bit, which is due to be released in 2017.
Anna and Beth have a special report on the Crufts poisoning scandal where 7 competing dogs have reportedly been poisoned.
Confusion has surrounded Crufts following the death of 2 dogs.
Irish setter Fiander Satisfaction, known as Jagger, died in his owner's arms over the weekend after returning home to Belgium in what is thought to be an act of poisoning at the world-renowned kennel club where Crufts take place.
The 3-year-old's co-owners, Belgian Alexandra Laws and Jeremy Bott from Leicester, said they are devastated and believe Jagger had been targeted after beef laced with poisons was found during an autopsy.
But Jagger's full test results have not yet been announced, and 6 other dog owners have since come forward and revealed to a national newspaper that they believe their dogs may also have been poisoned, including owners of another breed, who claim their dog has also died from poisoning.
However, it has now been proven that Thendara was poisoned in Belgium and not in Crufts at all. As there is no further evidence to prove who committed this crime, there is also no explanation for the other dog's death.
The dogs that take part in Crufts' show are all very highly trained. Because of this, the dogs are often very high profile, even world-renowned. Crufts has said that we will probably never know who killed the dogs.
Now for the sports news.
The 2015 Rugby World Cup is to be held in England. with 20 teams competing, including Uruguay, who have replaced Russia this year. The first match will be held on the 18th of September, with England competing against Fiji at Twickenham. The final will be held on the 31st of October at Twickenham. Popularity for rugby has grown over the past few years, making tickets for the games sell out quicker than ever before. England has been placed in Pool A and Band 2, meaning that they will play against Australia, who were ranked third in the pre-tournament. England ranked fifth in the pre-tournament, not giving England much hope for winning the final. With the Rugby World Cup due to start on the 18th of September, there is already talk of the 2019 World Cup in Japan, and even more talk about the 2023 World Cup, whose host hasn't been announced yet. The 2023 World Cup is expected to expand to include 24 teams.
Premier League news. Everyone is wondering which team will finish top of the Premier League chart. As of this morning, the top 4 teams were Chelsea with 64 points, Man City 58 points, Arsenal 57 points, and Manchester United 56 points. At the moment, with only 2 months to go until the final, there is still time for lower teams to reach the top 4 and knock out others. Liverpool in 5th place with 54 points make it one of the closest top 5 for a few years. There are only 4 points between 2nd place and 5th, meaning that everything can change quickly. However, Chelsea is unlikely to move, seeing as they have had a brilliant season. Their best match by far was against Swansea, who at the moment are 9th, with the score at full time being 5-0. The odds at the moment say that Chelsea and Manchester City are going to be in the final at the end of May. These teams have the greatest goal difference points, which makes the game hard to predict. However, the odds are on Chelsea winning, seeing as they have a 6-point lead. Liverpool are likely to overtake Manchester United for at least 4th place. In the last 10 games, Liverpool have won 8 games and drawn 2, whereas Manchester United have won 6, drawn 2 and lost 2. Last year's league ended with Liverpool in 2nd place and Manchester United in 7th. As tensions run high, most football fans are waiting for lots of the matches to still come. Here are football results for Champions League matches. Atletico Madrid versus Bayer Leverkusen 1-0. Aggregate 1-1. Atletico Madrid won 3-2 on penalties. Monaco versus Arsenal 2-0. Aggregate 3-3. Monaco winning away goals. On Wednesday the 11th of March 2015, Chelsea played Paris Saint-Germain. It ended 2-2. Aggregate 3-3. Paris Saint-Germain won on away goals. Bayern Munich versus Shakhtar Donetsk 7-0. 7-0 aggregate. On Tuesday the 10th of March 2015, FC Porto versus FC Basel 4-0. Aggregate 5-1.
On Sunday the 15th of March, a team of club swimmers from Chis Sid went to the London Schools Gala. The team consisted of Nathan Rodriguez, Renee Somerville, Tegan Child, Mia Crickshank, Beth Hawkins, Amy Hawkins, Emma Mitchell, Honor Woods and Sophie Pembroke, with Miss Brand as team manager. The competition was held at Crystal Palace National Sports Centre. Overall, we came third, above St Olave's. The girls' team came second with 69 points. The boys' team came joint 10th with 33 points. A special mention to Nathan Rodriguez, as he was the only boy competing and still managed to achieve a high place. Chis Sid also entered the Kent Schools Gala, which took place at Medway Park. The Year 7 and Year 8 girls' individual medley and freestyle relay was also successful. They achieved 1st and 2nd place respectively. These competitions provide opportunities to represent Chis Sid in a sport that would not usually be viable. A special thank you to Miss Brand for organising both these events. This is a very positive start to the school year, and the team hopes to carry on the success and compete in the near future.
How do you feel the school benefits from these competitions?
Well, they benefit twofold. They benefit for the students themselves, because we're in a unique situation where in Bexley we can go to the Kent competition as well as going to the London competition, being a Greater London borough but having a Kent postcode. So that gives the children a great opportunity, And probably the London one is, although I haven't been to the London one personally, I would suggest it's probably a higher level because of the wider area that swimmers are drawn from. So you're going from the 31 to the 2 London boroughs. You're also at Crystal Palace, 50-metre pool, different from being down at Gillingham in the 25-metre pool. So it gives the students access to Crystal Palace, which not all of them do have on a regular basis, and also a higher level of competition. And obviously when you're competing and the adrenaline is flying, often you can get a PB and improve that. So it's a fantastic opportunity for the students. For the school, particularly when you do well, it gives you, the school, greater exposure. So for the girls finishing 3rd overall against private schools such as Whitgift, is an outstanding achievement. And as a result of that, the school name gets known much further afield. Now, we manage that with the rugby. We play the same sort of schools at the rugby, some schools at the netball. But what that means is when the children leave, when they're going to jobs, going to university, people have heard of Chis Sid, and therefore it gives them a greater opportunity to get an interview and then perhaps get a job, because a positive image is created by the swimmers, by the sports people of the school.
Who do you feel performed exceptionally well?
I think there was a fantastic team effort to come 3rd, for the girls to come 2nd overall is amazing, particularly for the boys when it was only one swimmer. So Nathan did particularly well. So the whole team deserves a real congratulations. But obviously with Emma, Tegan and Nathan winning the gold medals, first place in such a high level competition is really top draw. So they obviously can be really pleased, but there were a number of 2nd places as well, and to finish that high means everyone swam really well. I understand it was kind of the time it was bad at the end of a long season, so the PBs weren't as good or as many as we'd hoped, but still the experience would have been amazing because everyone else would have been in the same condition, same boat. So it was a fantastic result.
Do you feel we can continue this success next year?
Well, you're losing Emma, obviously to America, to carry on with her swimming, which is fantastic in itself and is a great role model for all of you. But there's no reason. There's certainly for the girls, there's a big enough, can I say, pool of swimmers to choose from, to send to the events. And I think having success, being as part of a team together, which I think when you're a part of a school team, it's a little bit more special than as a club team because you have a different day-to-day relationship with the kids. You know each other much better. So I think if you've gained some strength and focus from that, I think you'll be talking about it, and providing Miss Brands around to steer you through the difficulties and get everything organised, then you'll be good to go. So I don't see any reason why you can't match or improve on next year.
Thank you, Ms Wallbridge.
My pleasure.
Do you think the school swimming team is strong?
Definitely. I think that we have a number of individuals who train hard, who compete between kind of county, regional, national level, and are scoring well within their respective age groups and open age groups.
Who do you think performed exceptionally well?
I think everyone performed very well, the girls especially to come 2nd overall, but my standout was definitely Nathan, being the only boy who managed to get enough points to give us 3rd overall.
Do you think it is important for the school to enter these competitions?
It's massively important. As swimming isn't a particularly recognised sport within the school, it's great that we can go off and get these results and raise the profile of swimming within the school.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
And now we go over to report on the Big Draw, the world's largest drawing event.
At Chis Sid, every pupil was given the chance to draw a doodle on the back of an envelope. The envelopes were then put on display for all the public to see in the fold on Station Road. The Big Draw event is held across the world and gives students the opportunities to express themselves through art. Here is now an interview with Mr. Hutton.
to discuss with Art and DT teacher, Mr. Hutton, the Big Draw. So, what is the Big Draw?
Well, the Big Draw is a national art movement, really, to get young people drawing as much as possible. Not just drawing for an exam or for some sort of examination, but drawing for fun. So loving that whole idea of picking up a pencil and doodling, getting your ideas and all that kind of exciting stuff from your brain onto a piece of paper. And what we did this year is I got everybody in the school to draw on an envelope. Now the whole idea of an envelope was using firstly an old form of communication, so using an envelope or a letter that people don't tend to use anymore, and something cheap and available, giving them a fixed period of time to doodle, to put something down on paper, to put down something that they were interested in. And I think it was very successful.
What do you think was one of your favourite entries in the draw?
Well, everyone in the school submitted an entry, so we had 1,000 and something entries overall, and it was fascinating to go through them because some people, they had devised a really meticulous drawing that was so beautiful, a real true work of art, and that was amazing. But other people had done something quick, spontaneous, of the minute, funny, humorous, and they were amazing. They were, they made me laugh so much, and it was a real insight into what someone who's 14, 15, what they're interested in, and it's fantastic to see this sort of big collage of ideas appearing. And I displayed them collectively on big pieces of fabric, and now they're on display in the local area down Station Road.
Are you planning any more big draw challenges next year?
Well, I really did want something that was on display. I didn't want something that would go in a drawer. I wanted something that was available for people to see. So I contacted this company of the big gold building in Station Road with an empty property at the bottom, and I said, can I put some work in there? And they said, fine. So all the best entries, I put on big pieces of fabric and put them in the window, so everybody walking down the high street can see Chis Sid students, see their comments. I think it's great, and we can use that space again. So we could have a rolling collection of artwork going on, or it's something we could do year in, year out. So just having the opportunity has been great. It doesn't cost the school any money. It's helping the company who are trying to rent the property, and it means all the students can see their work on view. And in my experience, if you can get a student to exhibit their work, the sense of achievement is huge, and that level of expectation also is much higher. If your work is going to go on display, people put so much more time into it. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more exciting events lined up soon.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. This is Patrick Cross reporting about the Big Draw.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you and goodbye.